What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on Pure Panorama. I am currently about to hit the truck with some purple power up here on the front side of the engine, and then we are going to let it soak for a little bit. I got the hose out. We're going to hose it off after it sets for a few and try to get some of this grease, oil, all that crap blown off of here so that we can look at getting the serpentine belt removed, get this belt tensioner off, and go ahead and install our new Gates serpentine belt and Gates belt tensioner. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this real quick and let it get to soaking, and then I will show you the new parts again. One thing I want to show you guys is I do have a bunch of automatic transmission fluid here. I picked that up today. So this weekend we are going to be doing the fluid change on the 24 valve. We're going to drop the pan off the 47RE transmission, go ahead and drain it. Then we can replace the 47RE transmission filter and get that done, get a fresh filter on it, and go ahead and fill it back up with some fresh fluid. So this will be the first of two fluid changes on the 47RE transmission. The first one, I want to drop the pan and get a new filter in there. Just let some fresh fluid kind of cycle through the 47RE and push some of that old fluid out of the torque converter, mix it up in there a little bit, and work some of that old fluid into the pan. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll go ahead and drop the pan off the 47RE again, drain it out, and we will go ahead and refill it with fresh fluid again at that point. And my thinking behind that, and it's been this way for a while, is rather than popping a return line off from the truck and trying to flush the transmission that way, where I suck out all the fluid at once and then fill it up with fresh brand new fluid, I feel that it's a little bit better to go ahead and just drop the pan, drain out what drains out, which is usually right around 7 to 8 quarts, right around 7 or so is what it took last time when I did it. But once again, here is our new Gates belt tensioner that we are going to install on the truck tonight, and it's literally just one bolt that holds it on. I haven't even pulled out a socket yet to see what size it is, but if I had to guess, it's probably going to be anywhere from like a 12 to a 15 millimeter, probably something like that. So we got the tensioner out and ready, and for anybody who wants to do this or needs to do this on their truck, there's the part number for this Gates belt tensioner, 38157. And one last time, this is the belt that we are going with, the Gate Fleet Runner Micro V, part number K080810HD. So to get your belt off, you have to obviously release the tension on your belt tensioner, and then you have to release the belt off of all of your pulleys and stuff right here on the front. And then what you got to do is kind of snake it up around the front side of each fin on the fan, and you just got to keep spinning the fan and pushing it up over the top to the front side of the fan, and then you eventually will be able to pull it down and out. Then you got to snake it back up through there. So that's going to be the hardest part of everything, is getting the old belt out of there and then putting the new belt back up in through there and getting that up around the fan clutch and being able to get it positioned. So once you get that done and out of the way, you're golden. All right, I got the new tensioner in place. I got the bolt barely just snugged in there right now, just kind of holding it. It is hard without removing the fan shroud and everything, which I didn't have time. I wasn't going to go and pull all that stuff off tonight, but I did just want to get this done and have this content for you guys. But without removing all of this stuff right here, possibly you could even remove your thermostat housing right here, get that out of the way. Speaking of, I'm burning the crap out of my arm on this thing because my truck is still hotter than hell from the drive home from work. But without getting all this out of the way, back on track, it's pretty tough to hold the belt tensioner where it needs to be and get that bolt started, but it is doable. Just be patient, take your time, and you'll get it. You just got to kind of be a contortionist and maneuver in ways that you probably didn't think you could maneuver, but you got this. We got it done. It's over. That's a wrap. Like I said, easy job. Anybody who needs to do this on their truck, you can do it in a half hour or less. It is one 13mm bolt that holds your belt tensioner to the front of the engine. You just remove that, of course, after getting your serpentine belt off. The one big difference I noticed between the Gates belt tensioner and the OEM stock belt tensioner is that you need a 3/8 drive breaker bar in order to use on the OEM belt tensioner to release the tension and get your serpentine belt off. On the Gates, it's a 1/2-inch drive, so that's the one difference between the two. But otherwise, everything is the same except for the actual construction of it. You saw in a previous clip, you could tell that the Gates was just a lot beefier looking. Looks like it probably has a bigger and better spring in it to hold that tension for a longer period of time, not get worn out as fast or as easily. So once you release that tension, you get your old serpentine belt out and you pull that 113mm bolt. Go ahead and snake in your new belt tensioner, get that bolt started, thread it. It's like I said, it's tough to get in there, but you just got to twist and bend. You can do it, or you can go easier if you have more time and remove the fan shroud. Give yourself a little bit more space to work. But once you get that belt tensioner set in place and you get that 13mm bolt started, it's game on from there. You just get on it, you tighten her down, give it a good firm snug it right up, make sure she's tight, and then look on the front of the truck and you should have your belt routing diagram. So you can see you have two different ways that the serpentine belt can be mounted on your pulleys, whether you have AC or no AC. If you have AC, then obviously you have your AC condenser pulley down here on the bottom corner. So this is the way that I had to just route mine on the truck. But if you don't have AC, then you bypass straight from the tensioner down to the balancer damper, and then up and around to the fan clutch, over to the alternator, and so on and so forth. You got your water pump pulley there, and then back to your belt tensioner. When you're trying to snake the belt in over around the fan so you can get it in there and mount it on your pulleys, like I said, that's pretty easy to do. You just got to make sure that you keep rotating the fan and you keep hopping the belt over each blade of the fan as it comes around, and then eventually you'll have it in and on there to where you can mount it on your pulleys and keep moving forward. You can see I got a lot of oil and debris and crap on this thing trying to get it installed, just because of this thing. I need to pull all this stuff off the front end and just get it really degreased, but we're gonna go ahead and spray this all down this weekend anyways, so we're just gonna run to work and stuff tomorrow like this, and then it'll be getting all sprayed down and cleaned up. So I think we should go ahead and fire her up for the first time and see how she does. She seems to be good so far. Nothing seems to be slipping. Everything seems to be fine. Another important step to do when you're getting the belt routed around your pulleys is you want to make sure that those little V-notches are seated in the V-notches on the pulleys. So make sure that that is happening and you should be in good shape. Let's show you this old belt and the old belt tensioner up close real quick, and then we're going to close this video off. I need to go in. You can see I need a shower. I somehow itched my nose and got grease all the way up in there, so I need to take a shower desperately and get this video started in the editing process. So taking a look at this old tensioner, you could see when I showed you the Gates one previously before installing it that this here was just all a big chunk of metal that came off, which I'm assuming is going to be housing probably the spring and stuff inside there. So the spring is probably in here. I don't know, I've obviously never seen one of these apart, but you could just tell that the Gates is far more heavy duty and built better, built to last. Let's drag this old serpentine belt out here, see if we can't get it in some better light. It is getting dark on me right now, so we're gonna do the best that we can. But if I flip that over, just take a look at that, guys. There we go. Let's try and get it in the right light here. I may have to show you this belt in tomorrow's video so that you can truly see how cracked and worn it is. Look at the cracks in that belt right there. So that tells you how old and worn this belt was, how long it's probably been on the truck. This thing probably hasn't been changed in quite a long time. Honestly, if it ever has been changed at all, I would be surprised. But you can see the whole belt is like this, and when I have better light tomorrow, I'll show you a little bit closer and I'll get you a better shot of it. But this thing definitely was long overdue for needing to be replaced. So I'm glad we got that done and out of the way. I think the main thing that was holding that belt in place and making it do its job is the fact of how tacky it is with oil residue and other crap, just grime on it, man. That thing is definitely caked with some stuff and definitely old. It needed to get pulled off. But that is gonna do it for this video. I am running out of daylight, so we got the belt on. That's done. That's one thing checked off the list that I wanted to do this weekend. So we just got a jump start on everything that I have planned for the weekend. We can take our time getting into the transmission, like I said, getting the 47RE transmission fluid changed, new filter, all that stuff, and we can maybe, if there's time, get into tinting the tail lights, getting that carrier bearing popped off and putting a new one on, changing that last U-joint. There's a few different things that I want to try to get done this weekend, and we're gonna see if we can't make time to get it all done, see how the weekend goes, and hopefully with any luck we'll have a good productive weekend with a 24 valve Cummins. As always though, hit that like button on your way out, give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps with search results and finding new family members. If you are new here, stopping in for the first time, just checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button, join the family so you can see more of me with grease all the way up my nose, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Peace. I just wanna